10 things I did not expect moving to America. That's what we'll talk about, and it's a bit of an interesting list. I think the last 3 items are pretty interesting, so stick around and let's get through this. I'm gonna go real fast, okay? So first thing is, I did not expect that I would love this country as much as I do. I am madly in love with America. And of course, this might sound weird to a lot of people, to some people at least, because for most people, at least around me in Africa, in Congo and things like that, I think America is the greatest country in the world. And I kind of now think it is. That doesn't mean it's perfect, but I do think it's pretty great. It gives me a lot of hope for my career as an actuary that's in the financial industry, because I mean, this is like really the financial hub of the world. And then secondly, as a musician, because this is really the hub for music. Like, I think if there's anywhere that you want to do a career like music, it's like here. And then for YouTube, like to be a YouTuber, which is one of my other goals out of the thousands of them, I think this is obviously the best place to be for that also. So a lot of hope, a lot of excitement. Also, I just need to figure out how to focus. Number 2 is that I would have thought by now it's been 2 months that I'm here, living here, not visiting, and I still haven't met any celebrity, not one celebrity. I'm highly disappointed in this, because I thought like Americans meet celebrities every day. Like, you go to the grocery store around the corner just to buy bread, and then you're like, hey LeBron, how was it? I didn't like what you did last night in the Lakers game, but I love that you won that game, like what you did last night, blah blah blah. And no, it does not seem like that, because I've been around a bit and still no celebrities, and I don't even want to meet all of them. Like, I literally just want to meet Bruno Mars, because I think he's out of this world, and I'd like us to sit down and talk about that. But apparently we don't talk about Bruno. No. And then secondly, I just want to meet LeBron James. Not because he's such a great basketball player, I mean, that's maybe part of the reason, but just because I want to find out what kind of prayer he prayed in order to get a wife as beautiful as his one. Like, I just want to know that prayer so I can say that prayer and I get that blessing also. Yeah, and also tell me how to become like the greatest NBA player. Might be too late for me, but there's hope for my son. So anyway, number three is a bit surprising, because I did not expect that I would miss South Africa this much. I miss South Africa a lot. I miss the beach especially, and that's because obviously I'm here, it's winter, it's flipping cold, and I've not had any chance to go to any sort of beach, even though I don't know there are beaches here in America, and maybe really nice ones, but I doubt there'll be one as nice as Muizenberg Beach, because I have like a personal spiritual connection with that beach. Honestly, like, I just love it. It calms my soul. It is my therapy, and I need therapy, and I haven't therapy in a long time. So yes, I miss South Africa a lot. I miss the amapiano music. I miss my friends a lot. Shout out Sue, shout out Amber and Tobeka, Johnny's Angels, shout out Dorcas, shout out, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to list more, because otherwise this video is going to be like 200 minutes long. Shout out Owen. Anyway, and Roger and Gracia and Amans. Let me look at what's next on the list. Number 4. What I did not expect when moving to America is that driving would be so easy. Actually, I thought I might have difficulties in terms of having to learn how to drive again, but it's not actually. It's been pretty simple. I just had to basically reverse everything, because in South Africa we drive on the left-hand side. Here we drive on the right-hand side and stuff. And so when you're going into the circle, we go to the right here, whereas in South Africa we go to the left. And I think also just because South Africa getting a driver's license is such a nightmare that it's like nothing. Well, I don't have a license here yet, but I do know it's a lot easier here, because I've seen my brothers and other people and who get it with a lot less effort than we need to put in South Africa to get a license. So it's quite interesting. I did get stopped by a traffic cop recently, and it was quite such an interesting thing. I'll say it here because I'm always scared of getting stopped by police because of the things I've seen on TV about America. And so I'm driving, and I'm playing my music, and I'm enjoying it. And this is like interstate, right? So I'm going from Maine to Boston, which is in Massachusetts. And so I just see flashing lights behind me, and I'm like, oh, he wants to go through, he's in a rush. It's a police van. I'm like, they want to probably go past me because I'm driving slow. And so I move to the right lane. Like, there's like 4 lanes in this road, I think, that I'm driving in 4-3. So I move to the one to the right, and then he moves also, and I'm like, oh, okay. Then he flashes lights again, and I'm like, oh shoot. I'm not hearing the boop because my music is so loud. And then he does it again, and then I'm like, oh shoot. Then I move to the right lane and slow down, and then get off the road and then stop. And now he's coming to me, and I'm like, oh my God, is this the part where I try to get my license and then I get shot? I don't know. Anyway, he gets there and he's really friendly, and he's like, yo, dude, any reason for driving at 90 miles an hour? And I'm like, distraction. And like, I literally say to him, distraction. And this guy's like, oh, wow. Okay. And then I'm like, and then he's like, can I see your license? And I'm like, okay, here, I give him my South African license because I don't have one from here yet. And he's like, okay. He's like, how long have you been here? I'm like, not too long, like 5 or 6 weeks. He's like, okay. And what do you do? I'm like, I'm an actuary. He's like, what's an actuary? I'm like, we price life insurance for. He's like, oh, that's cool. Get out of here, man. Just stay under 70, please. And then I was like, thank God, you're a nice policeman here. In South Africa, I would have needed to grease the wheel probably. Number 5 is something that's interesting. It's with payment systems. Like for some reason, there's something here where you can just say bypass the code. Like, so when you're paying, you put your card in South Africa, you need to put your PIN and then you're sorted, right? Here they be like, can we bypass the code? Or they just bypass it. Like they'll just take your card and come back and then they've taken out the money, and it's like strange. I find it very strange. But anyway, this is America. Number 6, one thing I did expect when moving to America is to earn more. And I think that's true, but I'm starting to question whether it is true. And this is surprising because I find that life is actually very expensive here. Food is expensive here, like nobody's business. And then rent. Like when I was moving to Boston, I knew New York is deadly expensive. I don't know, Boston is pretty much the same. So I got to Boston and I'm thinking I'm going to be saving like 80% of my salary and stuff. And I get you and I'm like, what? That's how much you have to pay for a 1-bedroom apartment. I could get 5 bedrooms in South Africa for that money. Anyway, well, I guess I'm not in South Africa, so yeah, I'm still trying to figure out whether I'm actually earning more or not. I'm not so sure. Number 7 is, I'm even a bit concerned about saying this. Number 7 is the fact that I need to phrase this carefully. Forgive me if I do say something that in a bad way. In Congolese people, we always say Nandenga mabete, which means not in a bad way, but then you say something that's probably in a bad way. But yeah, Nandenge ya mabete. But I find it very fascinating and interesting that, like in America, white people do all sorts of jobs. Because of course in South Africa and say in Congo, white people do not do all sorts of jobs. They only do the nice jobs. Like in South Africa, for you to find a person who's like carrying the trolleys, or a cashier, or a packer, not even cashier, like the packer who is white is like rare. It's very rare. And whereas here you find them like in all sorts of jobs. There are a lot of like waiters and people in the shops. Like you'll find a cashier who's like a 60-year-old white woman. It's like you never really see that in South Africa, so that's a bit surprising and always interesting to see. But I mean, of course, it makes sense here, and it makes sense because given the history in South Africa, why there aren't a lot of white people doing those kind of jobs. So it's just interesting to get used to. Number 8 is a sad story. I've had like flu for the longest of time since arriving here, and when I got here, I was like, hey, we'll go away after a week or two. After 2 weeks, I was only gone. After a month, I was like, okay, let me ask a doctor. And they were like, oh yeah, the flu in the northern hemisphere is different from the flu in the southern hemisphere. That's why you're having that. It will go away with time and stuff like that. It's been 2 months. 2 months. I still have flu. I don't even know if it's flu anymore at this stage, actually. So I'm going to go see the doctor tomorrow, which is the second doctor that I'm seeing, not singing. And hopefully they'll have a solution for me. Otherwise, guys, your prayers are much appreciated. And can someone send me chicken soup, like the real chicken soup? I think that helps. Number 9 is just a funny one. I think there are poor people in America. It shocks me. Why are there poor people in America? I don't understand. And I also like... Given I've moved around in Maine more than Boston, I think. Actually, I don't know if that's true, but I've moved around in Maine, and there's so many available jobs. So I'm always like finding it interesting to hear that there are people in America complaining about finding jobs, because I see people in Portland, Maine, and Westbrook, and all the other areas in Maine finding jobs like this. Like literally, they lose a job today through recklessness or silliness, and tomorrow they'll get another one. So I'm like, why do I hear that there are people in America struggling to find jobs? Can someone explain this equation to me? Number 10. Number 10 is, and it's like even more confirmed like this Sunday, because I performed with Divine Light. It's a new band group that I'm joining and working with musically. And we performed at this hall, and it was just a lot of Congolese people. Like, it was insane. I was like, am I in Congo? Am I in America, guys? Like, what is going on here? Like, there are so many Congolese people just here in America, and especially here, and even just here in Maine. And then I've heard there's also a large community in Boston, but I am yet to find a plug or connection into that, but soon enough. Soon enough. But yeah, that's my 10 surprising things that I did not expect when moving to America. Sorry if some of them was silly. Thank you for watching. Bye.